Welcome in to the Stanford Cardinal Dynasty as we are on the road today, headed to Utah to face the Utes, week 13 of the regular season. For our Cardinal, they're still looking for that perfect season. Currently standing in their way is Utah, who have played in a couple ranked games. Like the rest of their season, it hasn't gone all too well. Their biggest win has been over UCLA. Several teams have destroyed UCLA, so it's hard to really note that as a big one, though 40-18, I'm sure Utes will take it. While their season necessarily hasn't gone well, they do have a couple standouts. At running back, Caleb Kowalski, the sophomore, he's taken over after Titus Cleland got shaken up this year, and he's producing 5 yards a carry, 7 touchdowns, no fumbles. At receiver, and the only receiver to do much in the game last year, you have Tresman Trahan. He currently leads the Utes in receiving yards, one behind Tayshawn Rice in receptions, but 8 touchdowns is the big focal point. And offensively, their captain, Marcus Bunches, 94 overall. He leads them in tackles by quite a large margin. And up front, you also have Javier Hankerson, the big DT, 6'1", 328. He currently leads them in plays made in the backfield with 13 TFLs, also leading them in sacks with 5. But where they seem to struggle, one is up front, as both of their bookend tackles have given up about a sack a game. And their quarterback in Stoneburner hasn't had a fantastic season. And both will be facing our defense coming off a game where we racked up tackles for a loss. Alex Augustine in his game back with 3 TFLs, 3 sacks. He also had 2.5 for Henry, 2 for Sampson, 1 for Heggie, Coley, and a handful of players splitting a sack. But if all goes according to plan, the starters should be out of this game early, just like last week. In this Pac-12 After Dark matchup, we are underway. Big Boot will take it back to the end zone, returned, and not going to get very far. Rallying around to bring him down at the 12 will be where Stoneburner and the Utah Utes offense begin their night. With a spread look going from single back, gain of 2 as Ty Ollie comes down for the tackle. Again, Kowalski, he's been their man on the ground this year. Going to the air, dumping it off to their tight end, who's going to lose the yards gained on first. Kiki there to bring him down. It will force a 3rd and 10 here for the Utes. Stoneburner, though, he's trying to bail outside. Chopped down by Marcook, a yard short of the first down. Defense, they pick up the early stop. The offense will take the field with a decent punt starting at the 37. Double A gap look here for the Utes defense. Running right at it is Larry Sulai with some dominant blocking up front. For the most part, pretty healthy up front. Obviously, we've talked about Ricker Goss being out for the season. Pete Morton, he stepped in right guard, and he's played very well. Looking outside here and hooking up with Emmanuel Gomez down to the 30. Bunches with the tackle. And for him, that'll push him over 225 in his senior season. And look for him to be rivaling Kiki Harulahu for one of the top spots the linebackers drafted in this upcoming NFL draft. Going outside and hooking up with Bargava, gain of 8. Over the last couple games, it seems like they're trying to work that roll to the right back into their offense. Hasn't been a key part of Gordon Draft's game. As Larry Sulai picks up the first down, Cardinal inside the red zone. 2 spread either side. They're at the 18. They're going back to Larry Sulai, who puts on a spin move, then gets rocked for a loss. And on top of it, it looks like there's a holding call coming from Vallejo. The Utes will obviously accept that one, pushing the Cardinal back to the 28. 1st and 20. Hard count, make that 1st and 15. Draft drawing off the defensive end. Christian Tolbert, the culprit. That'll make things a little bit more manageable here for the Cardinal. Actually, probably better, as it would have been 2nd and 14 instead 1st and 15. Bunch right-hand side. Draft, he's going to look to step up here. One linebacker gets spun out, tried to juke out the last defender, taken down at the 6. Always have to be cautious of the Gordon Draft scramble. 1st and goal. Under pressure, Draft, he's going to look to step up, but getting dumped. It's Tolbert. His 3rd and a half on the season. Pushing the Cardinal back about a yard. 2nd and goal. nearly getting him to jump off sides again. They throw Virgil Rowland inches short. They'll bring out their heaviest look. Essentially a shotgun goal line form here as they got one of their tight ends in motion. That is Selvia. Sulai, the running back, will take it down the middle and is stopped. Bill Ancrum showing some strength. But the Cardinal, they're not going to quit, keeping the offense on the field here. 4th and goal, inches away. And it's going to be a keeper here for Gordon Draft. He gets into the end zone on the triple option quarterback keeper. Touchdown for the Stanford Cardinal. They open up this one with a dominant drive following a quick stop from their defense. With 2:30 still left to go here in the first, can Stoneburner get the Utes on rolling before this one gets away from him? Kowalski, he gets outside with a couple bad angles taken. Kevin Salmon from the opposite side of the field makes the tackle. Not too often the Cardinal do give up runs like that, but they're going after the linebackers here with what is almost some blindside blocking. 2nd and 1, a gain of 9 for Kowalski. They go back his way, and he gets smacked down in the backfield. He ran right into the Cardinal blitz, forcing a 3rd and 3 here. Read option, that is swallowed up. It's Brian Paschal. He fought through the block and got the tackle, but he does appear to be a bit banged up following that play. The good news is he and the defense earned a breather, getting the stop on 3rd. It's back over to the Cardinal offense with still 50 seconds to go here in the first. It's Sulai, short gain. We'll probably have 1, maybe 2 more plays left here in the first. As Drafty looks to step up yet again here, picks up a block, gets the first down. But indeed, that will carry us to the break. First quarter has come to a close. 7-0, the Cardinal with the lead. Only 1 drive for them offensively starting their second here. -2 passing yards, though, for the Utes. It's hard to win when you have negative passing yards. Normally that'll be a case for rushing. 1st and 10 here as we start the second quarter. It's Larry Sulai putting on a juke. He speeds by the other safety. He's at the 15, 10, 5. Larry Sulai, touchdown. The burst of speed and the pure acceleration to make the juke and to get away quickly. Cardinal claim a 14-0 lead here early in the second quarter. Now as the defense comes out following that score, bit of mixed news. Brian Paschal, his day is done. More so because Coach Barrington just wants to hold him out, but spin move galore here from Kowalski. We'll see how much not having Paschal is going to shake things up here. Augustine, he's going to slide down in the 4-4 to play some DT today. As they go back to Kowalski, he's picking up 5. And in fact, it looks like with the double A gap look here for the Stanford Cardinal, Augustine is just going to play in all of the DT spots for the rest of this game. Getting to the outside, Stoneburner, he's got the first down plus side 44. So the Utes finding a lot of success today, strictly running the ball. The passing game has been the problem as they'll look to do so here. Under pressure and sacked, Augustine and Cassius Sampson. You know, Blair, he played well, but the impact of Augustine stands far above. And that even maybe of Paschal as well. 2nd and 15, they go back to the running game. Good flow from the linebackers this time, limit the gain. That'll leave Stoneburner here with a 3rd and 12. At the 46, they got bunch right-hand side. Looking to flood that side of the field. Stoneburner, he's going to take it himself. First down, sliding down in front of Salmon. It looks like we might need to use a quarterback spy here today. Stoneburner has had quite a few carries this year. Looking more so like scrambles, as it'll be play action. Dumping this one off. Kowalski with the grab. A gain of 4 for the sophomore. They're down to the 24 with a 2nd and 6. 2 to the left. Tight end going to motion over to the right-hand side. Look for perhaps a wham block here as they do go back to Kowalski. He's got the first down inside the 15. They've clearly found their guy, and they're going to force feed him that ball. And if the line he's blocking like they have today, well, then it makes sense. Keep feeding him. Read option here. Stoneburner is denied. Schlegel, he's been arguably one of the best tackling safeties in college football. Utes, though, down to the 13. They go back to Kowalski. Markuk will chop him down. And it looks like Kowalski will feel that one. With how many carries he's taken, I'm sure he's tired out there. 3rd and 9. We'll be up to Stoneburner here. Got to keep an eye on him to scramble as that one is jarred away. Markuk in coverage will force the field goal attempt here. Right hash for Elam. A hard hash to try to curve this one back. But he's got it. Utah, they get on the board here, making this one 14-3. And the Cardinal, they'll have 3:25 to answer before the half. They've scored on pretty much every drive they've had. Fantastic push down the middle. Tolbert, believe that was Pete Morton, right guard, who just got bulldozed. Off coverage here for 2nd and 14. Throwing right-hand side, they get Ball, who's down quickly. They'll bring up a 3rd and 3 here. Utah, they're going to stack the box. Hard count, no one jumps. They'll drop back into coverage. And that ball's going to get ricocheted as they do get pressure from Hankerson. And Coach Barrington will call a timeout. All that to bring out the offense with a 4th and 3. Hard count, they get someone to jump. This will be a free play, which they'll need as Funchess nearly got a pick, but it will be a free 1st down. Not sure why Hankerson was celebrating there. That one's on him. 1st and 10, Cardinal keep the drive alive with a penalty as they have ball what looks to be a one-on-one situation. He's got plenty of speed, but speed around the edge takes that away. Stevens with the pressure. Pressure there was plenty of last week as well. 2:13 left here. Hard count. A couple players shuffle, and they are going to get Utah with forcing the right tackle to jump early. Seems to be the best play so far for the Cardinal this drive is just getting them to jump. Though it looks like Draft sees something he likes. Safety's walking down here. 2 spread either side. And he's got his receiver wide open. It's Bargava with the catch. Not enough breakaway down to the 20. For wide receiver number 4 of the Cardinal. It'll be a big gain for Stanford. As the 2-minute break hits, they're down at the 20. Keeping with the 2 spread look, they go Larry Sulai, who's taken down by their standout man up front. However, Rico Madu shaken up on the play. Unfortunate there for the Utes. Takes away another TFL celebration for Hankerson. 2nd and 13. They go with the end around. Virgil Rowland looking to pick up a block. He gets 1, a gain of about 2. That sets up the Cardinal here with a 3rd and 8. Again with a one-on-one situation left-hand side. It looks like Draft is trying to find some way to use and abuse that. But simply running out of time. Coach will have to call their 2nd timeout. Didn't want to lose 5 yards here. Pretty crucial for 3rd and 8. Utah again, they're going to crunch down. Hard count, no one jumps. Virgil Rowland to the break in the back of the end zone and tipped away by the safety. Cardinal will have to settle for a field goal of their own here. Sam Ritter to put them up back by 14. He nails it. Overall, a decent drive there from the Cardinal to answer the field goal of Utah. But they do leave them 1:07 with all 3, or actually 2 of their timeouts to try to find another field goal at the minimum. As they throw short, they'll pick up a solid gain of 7, called their first timeout. They'll have 1 more remaining with 3 to the left-hand side. Again going underneath, hitting by the diving linebacker to the 42. Abraham with the reception. He was another big guy in the last matchup. We have not seen Trahan, though, show up in this game, their leading receiver. Instead, a short scramble, just a gain of 3, giving himself up. Stoneburner trying to get them set quickly as we're taking closer to 30 seconds left here in the half. Pressure. Blair will get the sack, forcing that final timeout to be called. With a 3rd and 16 forced, wouldn't be surprised if they just look to run this one here. The Cardinal do only have 1 timeout, and they will for a solid gain. Cardinal, though, do force them to pump that ball. The Cardinal know they have some special receivers, a lot of speed. And with 20 seconds, they can do some damage. Starting back at the 20. Press coverage on the outside. 2 deep safeties. As they do go play action, but they've got Virgil Rowland. And he will be tracked down at the 12. Cardinal, they're going to have to go hurry up here. Look for a quick play towards the end zone. It's a good thing that they do have to stop that clock as the team gets set up here. That clock is now rolling. Inside 10, Draft gets there. They snap that ball. He's under pressure, and he will be sacked. Tyree Book to send this one to halftime. The Cardinal thought they had a touchdown late there to Virgil Rowland. Big response by Utah to not give up any points there. We send this one to halftime, 17-3. Larry Sulai, the last one to score for the Stanford Cardinal. He's got 69 yards on 7 rushes, averaging about 10 yards. And he's actually surprisingly the better running back of this game. Though not to take anything away from Kowalski, who's had just as impressive of a performance, keeping the Utah Utes semi in this game. But they're going to need the offensive passing game to open up here if they're to find their way back into this one. Currently down 14. Again, that's all coming down to the fact the Cardinal did not hit on that deep ball to Virgil Rowland. And if you really want to consider the fact the Cardinal do start off with the ball, if they did hit that deep ball, this game could really be done early in the second. But we do start the second half here with Larry Sulai cutting against the grain, but he couldn't get on the outside of Gomez. Just a gain of 1. Utah again with the press coverage here. They're just begging for the Cardinal to try to look for a deep ball over the top. Though they've done well against him so far today. Under pressure, Draft, he chucks it downfield. Just a step too far for ball to catch up. Utah getting lucky on a couple deep balls here from the Stanford Cardinal. 3rd and 9. Hard count, no one jumps early this time. As Draft looks to roll, got to make the play. He dumps this one off. Rowland gets the grab, but taken down 3 yards short. Surprisingly, they're at the 37 here, and the offense stays on the field. 4th and 3. Draft gets the hard count, and it looks like they do get a Utah man to jump yet again. Van Allen. I honestly didn't even see him. He was spread so far outside. I thought Robinson jumped early. And we're going to have to punt instead. 1st and 10 here for the Cardinal yet again, bailing themselves out, getting that penalty. Throwing into a tight window. Gomez with a hard hit. Basically a hospital ball there from Draft. I'm sure Gomez will have a word with him at the sideline. But 2nd and 10. As Draft, he's going to look to step up again, avoid that pass rush. Close to the first down, Tyree Book shaken up on the play. Utah could probably use him here with a 3rd and 1. Cardinal going with a spread look, but they hand it off down the middle. Larry Sulai will pick up the first. Cardinal yet again in plus side. They're down to the 42 with 2 spread either side. And going with some play action. Throwing this one outside, too far outside for Vallejo. Passes like that, Draft was hitting consistently last year. It's not been the same case for him this year. Off coverage with a single high safety. And again, Draft, he's going to have to step up. He's getting sandwiched left side. Van Allen with the sack. Cardinal now facing a 3rd and 15, back of the 47. Bunch left-hand side, hard count not going to work this time, as they do go with a play action, throwing short through the hands of Vallejo. This time, they will have to punt. Ultimately, a good start there for the Utes defense. Now they just need that offense to show up and show up big. As they look to get to the outside, good blocking from their left tackle. He drove Nathan Henderson out of the play, opening up that run for Kowalski. Gain of 9 leaves 2nd and 1. As they go play action off of it, pressure bearing down and incomplete for Abraham. Ty Holly there to force the incompletion and force a 3rd and 1. And it is Blair swallowing Stoneburner on the read option. No way he was getting away from the Cardinal DT. So despite the good stop for the Utah defense, they are right back out here. Midway through the 3rd, as it is Larry Sulai spinning off the Hankerson tackle. Tolbert will drag him down. That leaves Sulai just a yard short of 80 on the day. Strictly on handoffs. 2nd and 7, they look his way via the air with a blocker in front who picks up 1 and pushed out close to the 50. I believe that's only his first catch here today. Typically receives a little bit more looks. Not the case here today. Draft making a couple changes out there with a bunch right-hand side. 1st and 10. Letting this one develop. He'll throw outside. He's got Virgil Rowland. Little bit behind, but he gets the grab down to the 30. He was all but shut out last week, so good they're getting him involved here today. As draft again, he's trying to avoid the rush. He actually will do so, getting that ball out to Vallejo, close to the first down marker. As long as he's got the stamina, the speed is enough to get away from a lot of these rushers. 2nd and 1, rolling, throwing, and it's going to be picked off, intended for Vallejo. Draft has been good for about 1 a game. Book again shaken up on the play, but the rest of the team is celebrating. Utah, with the roll to the right, they take advantage of it. That's not Draft's game. They've tried it the last couple weeks to hopefully expand the game of Gordon Draft. It just hasn't worked. What is working, though, is the run stopping the last couple drives. Kowalski dropped just 1. They'll split the backfield here, going back to him. Outside, he's chopped down by Tuttle, no gain. But really, this game's going to come down to if they could get the passing game involved. 2 spread here with a 3rd and 9. As Stoneburner will step up, bad angles to protect the first down. He beats the linebackers for the first down. I guess if they could scramble successfully enough, they might not need to throw that ball. 1st and 10 at the 27. Looking to go through the air underneath. Trahan, his first grab of the night. Chopped down harshly. Tyrone Heggie with the tackle at the 48. They're closing into midfield. Going to get motion here. They're tight end. Fake the jet sweep to him. Fighting through a double team. Alex Augustine. Just a fantastic play from the do-it-all D lineman. He exits the field, though, after that play, what might be the final play here of the 3rd. As they do get the quick pass outside down to the 32. That'll be where we start the 4th quarter. Utah, they're making plays here in the 3rd, taking advantage of some of the weaknesses the Cardinal team do have. 17-3 as we get the 4th and final quarter underway. But can the Utes do enough to get themselves fully back into this game? They need a touchdown here, as it's Kowalski denied by Kiki. We've seen a lot more plays made by Kiki today than we have from Funchess, the star linebacker for the Utes. 2nd and 9, they get motion Abraham into the backfield. Looking to go back to Kowalski. Limited space, he does pick up 3. They will have to find 6 more here on 3rd or look to go for it on 4th. I'm sure that is a thought in the head of the coach, as they will look to pass the ball outside. Diving breakup, Oscar Coley. With no gain on the play, they do bring out their kicker here, Elam. He hit 1 in the 1st. He will send this one right down the middle, giving them 6 total on the day, but still down by 11. With the Cardinal unable to really pull away in this game, they still have their starters out there, rotated a little bit on defense. 1st and 10. It's Sulai, gain of 6. It's 11 rushes for him today, 85 yards. The 2nd and 4. They're already starting to run some extra clock here. Sulai with the first down. Definitely look to be taking his time on that play, though. As Draft checks the sideline. 1st and 10. They'll hand this one off. Babineau, and there is Funchess with the stop. Tyree Book down for the 3rd time tonight. Have to appreciate the effort of fighting back and trying to play through that injury, but at some point, coach got to pull him. 2nd and 10. Sulai with some space will burst forward just short of the first down. Looked like he had it, but not quite the case. 3rd and millimeters here. Babineau back in. They'll hand it off to him, but he's picked up and slammed down for a short loss. Bill Ancrum. But really, to no surprise from what we've seen today, the Cardinal are still out there. With a spread look, they do get a little movement there, though no one fully jumps. Movement a little bit more the second go around, and Cortez will back us up. A punt will ensue. The defense of the Utes really keeping them in this game. Their offense has not managed much today outside of Kowalski that they'll look to here, taking a couple shots. Does, however, fall forward with a gain of 2. And now we're seeing Blair and Alakai, the main DTs, what might be for the rest of this game, as Kowalski gets a step on Tuttle. Big hit comes in by Schlegel at the tail end of the play. The Utes are now plus side, going back to Kowalski. Gonna lose a yard this time. His 20th carry, 88 yards, so him And Larry Sulai kind of going back and forth in terms of total leader on the day for running. 2nd and 11. Stoneburner, he'll look to throw this time. He finds Abraham, who will take a couple shots, says now Jason Blair seems to be clutching at that left shoulder perhaps. We're seeing some heavy rotation for the DT spot. Alex Augustine will step back in here. Looks like coach is just keeping him out for more preventative sake. As we do get the stop on the run, it is 4th and 3 here for the Utes. Potentially 4th and game. They need this one. Just 3 yards. Going outside. Broken up Kevin Salmon. Ball intended for Trahan. And that'll bring the offense back out onto the field, who has not had much success this second half. Starting at the 41, it's Larry Sulai, who will just take the open gap, picking up 2. And I'm sure we'll see a lot from Sulai to close this game out. He's really been more of a second half kind of guy here for the Stanford Cardinal. As they go right back to him. Tried the spin move, he picks up 3. Cardinal left with a 3rd and 5. They'll go 3 spread to the right. Getting the snap just before the 2-minute warning, only to not get the first down. But a hard count once again here on 4th and 4. More movement, and it looks like this one might be on Pete Morton this time. And with the defense locking down the Cardinal offense, it's keeping hope out here for the Utah Utes fans, as the Cardinal are rocking a new look up front that Ty Holly will take advantage of. He stays in bounds. Pick 6, Ty Holly. We finally have some points here in the second half. It comes from the Stanford Cardinal safety to finally put this game to bed. 1:43 left. Utah, they're not coming back from that one. And it came with only edge rushers up front for the Stanford Cardinal. But we will give our props to Utah's defense. They really kept the Utes in this game. If they were able to get the passing game going whatsoever, they could have rivaled us and potentially even got the win. But it's going to be Larry Sulai with a player of the game. 106 on 16 carries and a touchdown. They had a great running back, Kowalski. He was their only threat. Occasionally, Stoneburner would look to scramble and he'd pick up some big plays. But when he was forced to throw the ball, we destroyed him out there. Ty Holly gets the pick to end the game, and we continue our perfect season with 1 to go. Or at least 1 more to go in the regular season. But we did, without being dominant in that game, we did actually drop from number 1 to number 2. Ohio State jumps in front of us despite, again, we and Marshall being the only undefeated team to this point in the season, at least with tougher competition. But who knows, maybe we'll get some revenge on Ohio State later. One big thing to happen is we landed a few more recruits. Adrian Watford, the 4-gem receiver from Cal, he commits. We land Roshan Ruman, the right guard power style, also from California, 4-star gem. And another 4-star gem on defense in Alan Law, the run support free safety, probably would play more strong. That leaves our recruiting class with 2 more players that we're looking to get. And Matt Vildor is extremely close to committing to USC. I would imagine he would, but we do have him coming to visit for senior day, so maybe we do steal him away. As for Jamal Hill, he still has a little bit more time to go. Not quite into his top 3 yet, but no one else is going after the 3-star gem kicker. But as mentioned, next episode is senior day, and this team is going to look a lot different because we're going to be losing a lot of key players. Cassius Sampson, Kiki Harulahu, James Tuttle, Emmanuel Gomez, Darren Sr., Soma Pua, Gordon Draft, Oscar Coley, the local hometown hero. We got Ben Cortez, Larry Sulai, Alex Markuck, Max Schlegel, and Afa Ivy. On top of that, we might see a few of these juniors also look to leave early. Next episode, not only do we look to celebrate them, but we do have a ranked v ranked matchup here against our rival in Notre Dame. They've bounced back this year, and that's largely thanks to a streak of wins in the middle part of their season. They did have a misstep against now number 1 Ohio State, 20-13, so they're going to play a good game. Then they bounce back with 2 straight wins. They're coming off a 42-14 win over UTSA. So for our Stanford Cardinal, if they truly want to keep that perfect season alive, they've got to win this game and then go dominate in the postseason. Make sure you don't miss it. Hit that bell icon on the bottom right or scroll down, hit that sub button and tap that bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go live. This week, Monday and Friday, obviously Monday being today, Stanford Cardinal. So we will have the season finale against Notre Dame out on Friday. We have the road to the show with Cha-Cha Vaz Tuesday and Thursday, and playoff football for the Jaguars on Wednesday. What we're going to do over there is if that video gets 50 likes and the team wins within the first 24 hours, we'll have another episode the following postseason game up the next day. So make sure you're ready for Wednesday. We'll see you there. We'll see you back here as the Stanford Cardinal head into senior day facing their rival in Notre Dame.